Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai First Seniors. Today is March 20th of 2025. It's Thursday. It's 41 degrees Fahrenheit or 5 degrees Celsius. Happy spring. This is the first day of spring. And what did spring bring us this morning? 2 inches of snow and the heavy stuff. But luckily during the day the sun came out and it started to melt, and there's only on the grasses now. The sidewalks and the streets are pretty clear. Hey, but that's good. That's Chicago weather. Windy City weather. So today we're going to be potting our #1 LPSTK point. And I got that marked down here so I know if this experiment works. So this is our poinsettia, lipstick poinsettia, because what I did is after I cut it, I stuck them in just the organic potting mix. And I just left them in there. I'm not going to water them yet. I'm going to get another pot ready for them. That's these over here, if you can see them. And this red pot. And then I just stuck them in there. So let's see if the soil seals them up, and let's see how they dry in there. But what I did is I took the lipstick, and as I was cutting, I dabbed it with a paper towel because I didn't want to do it on there because it takes a lot of time. And then I just cut above the points where I wanted to start growing. But what I did is I also tried on some of the stems. I put the lipstick right around it, so if any sap would come down after I cut it, it wouldn't touch the bark and cause it to die off. So on this poinsettia, out of the 3, 1 survived. Mr. Elephant says hello to all the kitties. Put them over here, and we got our little duck with his Christmas hat on because Mr. Clock says it's 6:45 p.m. in the evening, and we got a little duck there to remind us that it snowed on this day. So we'll put him out of the way here right now. And this poinsettia I potted it on 1/30 of 2024. So, these, you're going to say, Tom, what are you going to do with these? You can throw them out, but you can also use this here from Mini Wax, polyacrylic crystal clear top coat, and this will coat it, and you can use this as an ornamental, like if you want to do something for the kids. You glue it down, you cut it flat, you glue it, you spray it real good. It'll be like a little tree that'll never die. Well, that one's no good. So let's take this one out right there. And we'll put these on the side. Now you're going to say, Tom, cut paste got all this stuff in there. Well, so does LA Colors. And that's the lipstick I was using on it. This is the color right there. And this one has vitamin E and aloe vera. So, you know it's good lipstick. And I covered the holes, and what I had to do is I had to take my steak fork and scrape the lipstick and just coat it into the holes the best I could to cover them. See, like there's one missing there. Like the hole fell in, or did it? There we go. We just a little dab will do you, just like that. Push it in, and there you go. Then I have to wash this off because I don't want to touch it again and get lipstick all over me like I did before, because I should have worn my gloves. But I didn't. So let's get cracking on here. Let's take this apart and let's see how the root system looks. Let's get this out of the way. So, Tom, put it down so the people can see what you're doing. We're going to go in with the fork, and we're just going to see if we can loosen it up a little bit. We'll see how these roots look, and then we'll tip it over. I did this in the afternoon because I wanted it to dry pretty good, so you can see it come out real nice. And I got our screens here, and you can see the root system on here. And now it's a heavy set of roots from here. That's all poinsettia roots. Or some people call it poinsettia. Poinsettia. You say tomato, I say tomato. I say cotton Easter, you say cotoneaster. You say potato, I say potato. Who cares? It all comes out in the rain. It all washes and it is good. So, I'll take Matt's root rake right now and we'll start combing it down. And I'll make another mess again. Now I'll put this in with the old potting soil. And the flowers will still hold on. I'm going to leave them flowers on there. And I got the other flowers in this other pot. I just stuck them and I watered them in good. So we'll see how they go. And you can see the roots on here. Nice roots. I know Nigel Saunders would have a ball working on this thing. So let's see what we got first. See, because if I started cutting this, I would never be able to get into the repotting of this tree. Okay. So, let's open up my old bucket. I'll put some of this in there. And this has got too many roots in there, so I'll put this in the yard. Cover up some of the holes. Then we'll take my steak fork and work through there a little bit. You can either use both because Matt sells the root rakes. He makes them himself. I mean the root hooks, and they're very good. But if you can't afford it, I know Matt has good prices on them. But if you can't afford nothing like that, go to the flea markets or whatever. Get an old steak fork and just go in there like that. See, that's all you got to do. But man, I'm using yours to show everybody how good it is. Now this tree will have to sit in the dark. Now see, there's no roots on this side because it was all the way on the side of the pot, and probably not enough moisture getting that way for it to develop roots coming out of the trunk this way. But you can see the nice trunk on it has. And the days are getting longer. And old man Winter is hanging around and having a cup of tea with Miss Spring. And she says, yeah, give him a little bit of snow. Ain't gonna hurt. It's good for the ground. Later on, I'll bring April showers, which bring May flowers. And you can see the nice thick root it has here. So I gotta be careful with the hook. I'll put it in the middle, and I will not cut these roots yet because I don't mind it like this. It's just coming out. It's like a claw. It's almost like a squid. Here's the head, and all the tentacles are out that way. Its arms, but we're going to give this another year to grow in the pot so it develops more of the root system. I could cut this one off here, but it's a little tight, but I think we can do that. Get my ironwood tool, because you know nothing cuts wood like ironwood. Cut that one off. Will these grow? I have no idea. Be a good experiment. Now we got a little bit of sap there. The soil on there. And now that crossing root is gone, so we just got a root here, and all the feeder roots coming out this way. So I think, let me get my other scissors, because I try to use these. I sharpen them, and just to, so we can get it into the pot a little bit better. Got some of them hanging roots off. this way here. That one's going crooked. We can get it here. Maybe it'll develop a root system. We could put it this way. But I like the curvature this way. It's like those, you know, it's like those, the trunks. I forgot the name of them in the woods where they grow like this. But the trunk is here, but the roots are down this way. So I don't know. I'll have to try a tree some way like that and see what happens. We'll do that in the spring. But for now, yeah, we'll put it a little bit. It's growing up this way. It's growing this way, so you can see. I'm looking at it myself and not letting you look. Come on, little guy. The lipstick is holding. So I think we'll put him in a little bit this way. So he's like blowing with the wind. So let's get all this out. We'll get some fresh soil in there. Leave him sit there. And this one here, I'm going to plant it. Will it grow? I don't know. But let's, little dab will do you on the root there. Let's see what happens. Can we do it? I don't know. Will something grow out of it? I have no idea. Okay, let's dump this. Put jibber jabber in time. Let's get the show on the road. So we got the bottom there. And we'll put this here so you can see a little better so I can open the drawer. Gotta get the camera here. Do I prepare? Well, sometimes if we got to do a long cutting. But other than that, I don't. I usually fly by the seat of my pants because what strikes me in the head, then I do it. Whatever I can get done, I do. So, I should have called my channel Fly by the Seat of Your Pants. What are you going to do? Put this in. That. Dr. Earth, here you are. And we got heaping tablespoon per gallon. So that's not a gallon, so we'll use the teaspoon part of it. If I can open Dr. Earth up. There we go. So I took my lens. And this is a tablespoon here. So I'm just going to sprinkle this teaspoon in. I looked it up real good. I got that in there, and it's got all that beneficial. I like Dr. Earth because of all the beneficial bacteria in it. And you can see it's got tons of beneficial bacteria in there, endo and ecto. So whatever the tree needs, it'll have it in there. And we'll just squinch it around, squinch it around. Get it in like this. A little bit like that. Put the soil there. Cover fell on the floor. That's alright. Jiggle the soil in there. So we can get some around here. Like that. Get the cover. Okay. So usually about one full one and about a half of the other one will fill up a pot this size. I got to run to Ted's and get me some more of this because I like this potting soil. Or you can make your own. Next time next video, we'll make some potting soil with the chicken grit. And like the one viewer says, you know, if you're going to use chicken grit, you got to watch out and see if there's any chicken eggs in there. So when we take out the chicken grit, we'll look and see if there's any eggs in there. You never know. Okay, so now we'll take our chopstick. There's no roots on this side, remember. So we're going to just fire it in. Fire it in, fire it in. Jiggle it around, jiggle it around. Don't be afraid to fire it in. Fire that chapstick into the roots. Fire it in, fire it in. Get all them air pockets out of there. And drop the chapstick on the floor. Come on, Mr. Chapstick. Mr. Clock says, Tom, hurry up. You got 2 minutes till 7 o'clock. You're going to bore the living daylights out of the people. Okay, Mr. Clock, I'm a-going, I'm a-going. You can see it's in there pretty good. Let's get some more soil in there. And there's Mr. Spoon. We could use Mr. Spoon. Yeah, so why buy all that expensive cut paste? And not only that, you get it all over your fingers, or this is with the tube. And just put it on. The reason why I got it all over my fingers was when I was cutting it, I was trying to cut and dab and smooth and everything, and I was in a hurry. Well, what are you going to do? I had to do some shopping. So, what they say is haste makes waste. Okay, so we got it in there. So from Bobcat Bonsai, he's got this good... See, I asked him for the wooden handle because I don't like the metal with the arthritis because it's too cold on the hands. But with the wood, it's perfect. That's why I use, with the steak fork, I get the plastic handle, which is good. So I got that all in. And don't forget to get your turntable. That's one of my tools. I got this marble one. Well, I was lucky to get it at TJ Maxx on sale, and they only had a couple left, and I was glad I seen that, and I bought it because I know if I came back, it'd be gone. It would be gone. Mr. Clock says, Tom, it's 7 o'clock. Let's get moving here. People want to have a cup of tea and read a good book tonight because, you know, Thursday is book night. You gotta relax that brain. 7 o'clock. There we go. Now we'll give it a little squirt to get some of the surface tension out, but I don't think it needs L-Ted's mix. And then we're going to plant this other one off the air once I find a pot and see if that'll grow. I don't know. You never can, you know, you don't know unless you try. So it's got a good watering. It'll have some nice weather coming up soon in the spring, even if it's a little cooler out. Plants are starting to grow in the basement. And there you have it. Now we'll just take our napkin, wipe it around. Ain't got a napkin, use your fingers. Wipe it in your pants or your shirt. And that's it. And then we'll write on our experiment here, lipstick number 1. And then I'll write on this tag today's date, and then we'll have it. So there you go. We'll put our little duck in here to remind us that in this first day of spring we had snow. So there you have it, our little point. So you take care, everybody. It's a long video. I don't want to make it too long for you. I know you got stuff to do. Long videos are hard for me to watch, but sometimes I sit down and relax with a cup of tea and watch them. But you take care, cup of tea, a good book. Relax that brain. Gotta relax the brain, get it off all that googly bob from watching TV and YouTube and everything else, and just sit there and read the book. And it's getting late. Mr. Clock says, Tom, let's go. So as, I forgot that Andrew would say, na zdrowie. Cheers, everybody.